Using the last of her strength, Melanie digs desperately to escape a Wendigo, but the creature seizes her legs and yanks her back. She kicks its face and resumes digging, eventually reaching the surface, only to be found by the psycho killer. She pleads, saying she can't die again, but he still kills her with a pickaxe. A year later, her sister Clover and some friends drive to the spot where Melanie vanished, hoping to find answers. The last contact was a video of Melanie at a gas station, explaining she couldn't stay home after their mom's death. The group stops at the same station, where Megan, a self-proclaimed psychic, makes them hold hands to try channeling Melanie. Suddenly, an RV nearly runs them over. Inside, Clover shows Melanie's photo to the clerk, who doesn't know her but guesses she's missing. He explains Glore Valley often swallows people. Clover then tells the group they're heading to Glore Valley. That night, a storm hits as they drive. Visibility is low, so they argue about continuing. Then the car bursts through thick rain into a clear zone, as if protected by an invisible barrier. Shocked, they realize the storm is now distant. With no self-service, they spot a cross near a large house. Clover reaches toward the rain, noticing a figure on the road she believes is Melanie. She runs toward it. Her ex Max chases her, pulling her back as darkness falls. The figure vanishes. Inside the house, the group explores strange objects: a 1998 calendar, an hourglass, pickaxes. Electricity works, but there's no water. Nina signs a guest book and sees Melanie sign multiple times, each worse than the last. Her boyfriend Abe finds a wall covered in flyers. Removing ads reveals dozens of missing person posters, including Melanie's, all lacking details. Clover sees the guest book is titled Glore Valley and feels sure the figure was her sister. The hourglass is flipped, but no one did it. They hear a noise and spot their car outside with lights on. When they approach, it tries to run them over. They flee back inside. Megan, Max, and Clover explore the basement, oddly furnished like a living room, with windows despite being underground. A phone and radio don't work. Upstairs, Abe hears a noise and investigates. A light goes out. Nina calls him but gets no reply. She searches and finds Abe brutally cut in half. Nina screams. Max checks on her and sees the slasher over her, having just killed her. Max runs down, warning the others to hide. The killer follows. Max attacks with a chair, but it has no effect. He stabs the slasher, but the killer retaliates, stabbing Max through the eye. As the slasher hunts more victims, Clover grabs a knife. He finds Megan in a closet, smashes her against the wall, and kills her by bashing her head. Clover stabs his back, but he doesn't react. She flees, passing her friends' bodies. In the forest, she trips and sees a mysterious figure. As she crawls toward it, the slasher kills her. The hourglass reverses. Everyone's back at the moment they entered the house. They recall dying, and now their photos are on the missing posters. Megan senses a presence. They argue about what to do when lights flicker and the door slams. Abe tries to shut it, but it reopens. They barricade it. Megan, dizzy, says tonight feels different. Suddenly her body twists unnaturally, eyes white, and she screams. The noise breaks lights and forces everyone to cover their ears. In darkness, they find Megan gone. Following a mumbling voice, they find her floating before the flyers, channeling the dead by repeating their final words. After another scream, she warns them not to let them in, then dies when her neck snaps. Max wants to check on her, but Abe warns against it. What if the possession spreads? Knocking begins. Abe sees no one, but Melanie's voice pleads for help. Clover tries to open the door, but Abe stops her, recalling Megan's warning. Melanie screams as if under attack. Max removes the barricade. Clover rushes outside, but finds nothing. Across the road stands a shack with a message mocking Glore Valley. An unseen force throws Clover down. Max tries to help, but is flung back and locked inside. The shack opens and Clover is dragged to its door. Thinking she's okay, she's then yanked inside. Max tries the door, it's locked. When it opens, you want to go, but Abe says Clover's likely dead. Nina agrees, but Max leaves anyway. Inside the shack, Clover sees doll heads and an old woman breathing through a mask while watching a news report on a Glore Valley mining accident. Clover tries to escape, but the woman approaches, claiming the only way out is to survive the night or become part of it. She forces Clover to breathe through the mask. Her eyes turn black, and the woman crumbles to ash. Max arrives as the shack door opens. Abe and Nina drive off, but giant creature blocks their path, forcing them back. Nina's door locks. Abe is suddenly dead, and the slasher goes after her. Meanwhile, Max finds the shack empty, just static on TV and sketches of monsters. He hears a noise and heads upstairs, finding creepy dolls and a rocking chair. He stops it, but it starts again, now with a clown doll. He smashes it, then senses someone behind him. It's Clover, masked. She slashes Max to death before the slasher hits her with the car. Her eyes return to normal as she dies. The hourglass resets. Everyone's revived in their original places. Nina signs the guest book again. Megan's hair is falling out. A new water tower has appeared outside. They hide in the bathroom. Abe fills a glass from the now working tap. All drink while Clover shares what she experienced. Then Abe starts coughing blood. He tries to hide it, but he suddenly explodes. Blood lands on Nina, who also explodes while washing up. Clover, Max, and Megan panic. Megan's leg explodes, making her fall, then her stomach expands and bursts. She writhes until another explosion kills her. Clover, terrified, asks Max to kill her gently. He tries but can't and explodes too. Clover watches as someone enters, whistling. He tells her sitting still won't help. She explodes. The hourglass resets. Everyone returns. Megan's growing new teeth. The group searches the house. Clover finds medical records and IDs showing Hill worked as a psychiatrist at many hospitals. A newspaper reveals a mining disaster killed 1,000 plus people. Hill helped survivors. The town was swallowed, explaining the house layout. Nina finds a tunnel in the basement. Max discovers VHS tapes. The first is adult content, but the second shows Hill's disturbing experiments. One subject died, another turned cannibalistic, eventually becoming a Wendigo. Hill says one lasted 11 nights. Then he speaks through the radio, for can live if one dies. Abe considers it. The others are shocked. Megan senses something and finds a map. Clover deduces Hill is hiding in an old clinic. Abe says no buildings are left. On the radio, Clover asks to meet Hill. He says he's in the woods with Melanie. Despite warnings, she runs out. Abe supports her choice. One death is better than 5. Nina, disgusted, stabs him. The slasher kills them both. In the woods, Clover steps in a bear trap. A shadow pulls her into darkness. Max and Megan find ruins of the sunken town and spot a Wendigo in a tree. They run, but Megan falls on a skylight. Max grabs her hand, but a Wendigo pulls her down. Max watches her die. Clover crawls out. Max finds her. The shadow emerges, Melanie, now transforming. Max traps her face in the bear trap and helps Clover escape. They hide in the mine's entrance. She asks him to kill her gently. Max slashes her neck. Then he drinks leaking water and explodes in front of Melanie. A flashback shows Melanie leaving for New York, asking Clover to join. Clover refused. Melanie became a Wendigo. This is Clover's nightmare. She wakes up in the house. Megan's missing. They're now in the living room. Abe shows signs of turning. When asked how many nights, he guesses 4. Nina corrects him. Her name appears 13 times in the book. This is their final chance. Outside, new buildings have appeared. They assume Megan became part of the night. Abe shows videos he's recorded. One shows Clover with a worm in her cheek. Others show deaths and encounters. One clip shows Megan, alive after night 12, vowing to find a solution. A siren sounds. Every enemy is coming. Instead of fleeing, Clover grabs a pickaxe, inspiring the others. They escape through the tunnel to a sunken house. A Wendigo attacks, but Clover stabs its leg. More arrive. The group flees through rooms and tunnels, reaching another sunken home. The slasher crashes through the ceiling. Max distracts him so Clover can escape. In the mines, Clover finds Melanie and tries to reason with her. When it fails, she impales her sister on a stake. She tells Melanie she loves her. The others kill the slasher with a heavy hammer, but must flee again. Clover hides from a Wendigo, then finds a clinic. She follows Megan's screams and finds her tied near a chained Wendigo. Clover looks for keys, finding her own file and security monitors. Hill appears and locks her in. He drinks coffee while explaining the monsters are powered by Clover's fear. She waits until he sips from a cup placed under a leak, then he explodes. Clover takes the keys, saves Megan, and locks the Wendigo in. Both groups flee.